A study of New South Wales high school students is aiming to identify teenagers at risk of abusing alcohol and drugs. Researchers say parents should look for certain personality traits which can show if children could develop addictions later in life. Today Tonight's Laura Sparks has more.
The age that most Australians have had a drink of alcohol is 15.
Binge drinking, drug-taking teenagers out of control.
In terms of binge drinking, we've got 1 in 5 kids aged 19 who are binge drinking.
But now a new study being launched right here today hopes to target particular kids with specific types of personality traits that researchers have linked to possible future drug and alcohol abuse. The idea is to stop the addiction before it even starts to begin.
All I wanted to do was go out and party on the weekend.
It's a trial that in the future might help teenagers like this young woman. For her, it began at just 14.
I would have, at least on one occasion, consumed an entire bottle of vodka.
John Shaw was also 14 when he started dabbling. It turned into a 33-year drug addiction he's only just managed to kick now.
I realised that I had to get help. You know, it was either help or die. You know, and that was the two choices I was facing. And luckily, I got help.
John wishes someone could have predicted he'd become a drug addict and help him prevent the disaster before it even happened.
If I'd had people come into my school when I was younger and saying, look, you know, there is a chance you'll become a drug addict and wreck your entire life, but if you start young and start to educate yourself and start putting strategies in play where you can prevent this or even minimise the harm or something like that, then I would have probably jumped at the chance.
I just want to stress it's not that we know these traits are going to actually lead to alcohol problems in the future, it just puts them at a slightly increased risk.
As director of the new Centre in Mental Health and Substance Use at the University of New South Wales, Professor Marie Thiessen is heading up the research. The 4 personality traits, anxiety, impulsivity, negative thinking and sensation seeking, are identified in a simple questionnaire students fill out at school.
In the intervention, we actually don't talk a lot about alcohol. We're talking about ways that you deal with impulsivity, ways that you deal with feeling anxious.
So the students doing the program won't actually know they're at risk.
We don't want to label these kids future alcoholics because that's not what we're about, and they're not necessarily. This is giving them coping skills so that that isn't what happens to them.
A similar UK study has had successful results. By specifically targeting at-risk students prone to future addiction, problem drinking in and around the school decreased by nearly 50%.
They also found that because those kids weren't drinking, all of the kids were less exposed to alcohol, and that meant the whole community and the whole school drank less.
John believes anything is better than the current national approach of television advertising advising kids to say no to drugs.
Just say no to drugs. Well, that, to me, as an addict, was the biggest joke of all and a total waste of money and effort. You have to look at the core issues of why people do no, not just get them afterwards and say, right, now we're going to fix you up.
Child psychologist Colette Smart applauds the trial but says parents also have to get involved to influence and support their children.
Families are the backbone of society, so the families are the places where the children are every day. So educating all those facets of society are really a vital part of this whole process.
Already 3,000 Year 8 students in 300 Victorian and New South Wales schools are involved in the trial, but the centre hopes to roll the research out nationally.
But the hope is that this may be a new approach to preventing future drug and alcohol problems and, in effect, saving the lives of these kids.
Today Tonight's Laura Sparks there.